So yeah, this Friday night, Sky Sports, The Zone, Billy Joe Saunders against Martin Murray, WBO Super Middleweight Championship. Thoughts on Dubois? I thought, yeah, it was a strange one, wasn't it? I think it was about the 4th or 5th round. I thought he don't fancy this. He went to the corner, and the corner team was saying to him, "Come on, this is the fight game." It's like, all right, calm down. It's only the 4th round, and you could tell. I think they just knew that he was, don't know, mentally weak. Not sure. How sloppy and slow is Joe Joyce? Now listen, Joe Joyce is very, very underrated. You know, he's not the quickest heavyweight in the world, but he has got an unbelievable engine. He's got a great chin, and I thought he boxed smart. Have you seen many fighters quit like Dubois? Do you know what? I always feel that it's difficult for a non-fighter to say to a fighter he quit. I think you have to look at what the fighters are saying. Every fighter says Dubois quit. So I guess in boxing terms, yes. But, you know, for normal people, I think you might have all looked to not carry on. But fighters aren't normal people. But I think it's going to be very difficult to come back from that. But at the end of the day, I think they rushed him. I thought they matched Dubois really poorly coming through because they never gave him... Saunders-Jones was right. They never gave him the middle fight. They went from English title level to world top 15 because that's what Joe Joyce is. What do I think of Tony Yoka? Do you know what? I didn't actually see Tony Yoka, but I heard it wasn't a great fight. White Dubois, make it happen, mate. Are you serious, Adam? I mean, if Dillian Whyte would have fought Daniel Dubois, mate. This is the thing, they're calling out all these guys. You've got to match these people properly. YouTuber boxing has to stop for the sake of sport. Do you know what? I've seen a lot of different views on this YouTube stuff. Obviously, I did one with KSI Logan Paul too. It was massive. And a lot of people are saying it's great. A lot of people are saying it's not great. Funnily enough, the boxing fans are saying it's not great. And the casual fans that are coming to watch the boxing are saying it is great. So listen, I think the debate rolls on. Jake Paul can fight though. I said that. Ray Savage, what's happening, my man? Would you sign Dubois? Listen, Dubois is a good young prospect, but you know, like I said, he was matched badly, and you know, he proved that he couldn't hang at that level. Joyce Chisora, I think, is a good fight. Do you think Daniel Jacobs won the fight? I don't know. You know, I tweeted it was such a weird fight. I think they almost like after 4 or 5 rounds, it was like everyone thought, you know what, I can coast through this and get the win. And I don't know how I scored that fight. I was very disappointed with that fight. Thoughts on Dave Allen retirement? I think it's the right decision. I think once you know, it's a bit like when people talk about Dubois. Once you don't want to fight anymore, you've got to think about if this is the right sport for you. How did you rate Iron Mike v Roy Jones? You know what? I haven't seen the fight in full. I've seen a few clips, but it looked okay. Froch v Butte or AJ v Vlad? I mean, the only thing I'll say is, Froch v Butte, I was a puppy. I didn't really have a clue what I was doing. So as you saw when I jumped in the ring early, I properly lost my shit. Whereas AJ Vlad, everything got so big that it was, I mean, it was the most incredible night, but also, you know. Thoughts on James Tennyson? Guys, let me tell you about James Tennyson, right? James Tennyson makes a big step up on Friday night, Sky Sports, on the Saunders-Murray card. He's fighting Josh O'Reilly, who's number 9 in the WBA or 8. It's a world title eliminator. I'm telling you now, James Tennyson is one of the most exciting fighters out there, pound for pound. Get behind this kid. Get behind James Tennyson. Always exciting. Can you recommend a decent book? Yeah, actually I can. I don't have any copies here. Relentless by Eddie Hearn. Order it now on Amazon. Honest opinion, when AJ lost in New York, I was there and in utter shock. Garcia v Campbell, great fight. I believe Luke Campbell's going to win that fight, January the 2nd. Adriana, how are you? Thoughts on Florian Marku? Well, obviously we signed him. Unbelievable support. Mad Albanian fans. I love you already. And looking to... he might even get a run out on the Anthony Joshua card. Maybe. But the fight that I'm going to make for the January card, which is an unbelievable fight, is Florian Marku against Ryland Charlton. Just tying that up at the moment. Great fight. Update on fans in arenas. Okay, so we are trying, subject to approval from the council, subject to us putting in the correct procedures, we are trying to get 1,000 people into Joshua against Pulev, and I think we have a very good chance of doing that. There will be an announcement on that later this week. Babic v Dubois, good fight. Your thoughts on the fight on Saturday? Did he quit? Yeah, we've gone through the Dubois quit thing. I mean, again, like I said, difficult for I think a fan, which is what I was on Saturday night, to accuse a fighter of quitting. But certainly every fighter out there said that Dubois quit, so you have to go with that. Shirt needs a little iron. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Kelly v Ben is the fight, subject to Kelly beating Avanesian, which is a very tough fight, and subject to Conor probably winning his next fight. Kelly v Ben is a cracking fight for next summer, and everyone's up for that. By the way, as well, did you see Daniel Yelusinov on Friday night? This kid is a world-class talent, welterweight. I believe he's going to be a world champion. Joshua v Fury, 100%. AJ just got to beat Kubrat Pulev on December 12th and straight into that fight. Were you surprised by Jake Paul KO? No, I told you, Jake Paul can fight. He can fight. Tickets going to be made available to key workers through the pandemic. Yes, I mean, obviously we've only got 1,000, but we will be giving some tickets out to key workers in NHS. Obviously limited as well, but we also have the new policy in place once we go back to full crowds, where we'll be allocating tickets to every show to the NHS. Signed Joyce, good fighter. Scott Fitzgerald is training. He'll be back in January, and then we're going to make the Anthony Fowler rematch. Is it true you are scouting for amateur fighters at the moment? Not really, but obviously we're always looking to sign the best young talent coming through. John Allen, when is Billy Joe Saunders fighting next? John, are you living under a rock, son? This Friday, Billy Joe Saunders, Martin Murray, WBO world title, Sky Sports in the UK, The Zone. Crazy Ginger Cabby, what's happening, my man? Who wins in a banter comp, you or Frank Warren? Well, if it's today, I think there's definitely only one winner. Did you think Frank Warren was disrespectful by not giving Joe Joyce? I think, listen, Frank put all his eggs in the Daniel Dubois basket. So, firstly, I think it's very difficult to give an interview after a fight when you're shook to your boots and your whole world has collapsed. So, I don't know. I think it's difficult. He didn't want Joe Joyce to win. He wanted Daniel Dubois to win. It's pretty obvious. And when that happens, it's a bit like whenever you match two fighters together, if you have some kind of favoritism to one fighter, then you always fall out with the other fighter. I mean, probably like when Froch boxed George Groves. Same kind of thing. I wanted Carl Froch to win, and Frank Warren wanted Daniel Dubois to win. He invested huge amounts of money in him. So did BT. BT were just pushing Dubois. The whole plan around the whole business was Daniel Dubois. So obviously once it all falls to pieces, it's very difficult to do a composed interview. But Conor McGregor living in your head rent-free. My head. I love Conor McGregor. I think he's great. He and the team didn't bring Dubois through correctly. It's not my business. I mean, if I'm going to be critical, I would say Sam Jones was absolutely right. They never gave him the middle fight. He said that Joe Joyce was the middle fight, but you don't go from English title level to world level without having anything in between. At the time of the stoppage, how did you score Dubois Joyce? One judge had Dubois 8 up. You know what? David Anderson from the Mirror reported that someone had one judge had Joe Joyce 8 rounds up. It's actually not true. I think he had him 5 rounds up, which is still outrageous. I had Joe Joyce winning the fight by probably 2 rounds. Always in control. Coley, what's happening? Not long to go to the championship fight. Enjoy the Tyson fight. Didn't watch it. Woke up in the morning. I thought it looked all right. When are AJ tickets available? Obviously subject to us going ahead with a crowd. There'll be an announcement later this week. Matchroom going to get into Tiddlywinks? No, but if we did, we would probably make it a global sport very quickly. Mr. Howard Bradley, loving the book. Cheers, mate. Will we have fans for the Jan 2nd card? That is a Golden Boy show in America, and I think they're looking into that. Can you make Joyce v Usyk? Yes, I can. Do you ever think Tony Bellew will return? No. Dubois stops White. Brad, mate, honestly, you got to understand about world level and English title level. KSI Jake Paul, huge fight. What's happening with Dillian White? We're just waiting to confirm the January 30th date. Adriana, can we get Billy Joe Saunders against Andrade? Yes, we can, but Billy Joe has got to win on Friday and he's got to look good on Friday. Jake Paul v McGregor. Do you know what? Jake Paul v McGregor is actually not a bad fight. Joyce, a potential to sign with Matchroom anytime soon. I'm not sure what his contractual position is, but certainly if he was available, we'd love to have him on the team. Can we get GGG unifying the middleweight division? GGG has his record-breaking defence on December 18th against Zerameta. And then I think he should try and unify the division. But of course, he wants the winner of Canelo against Callum Smith as well. Ebony, what's happening? UV Jake Paul. Receding Barnett Edward. Yes, this is going to get touched up, I think. Just under here, just a little bit of work in January potentially. How far can Adelaide go? I haven't really seen him. I saw highlights of his win. I think he looks good and strong. Is Joyce top 5 in the world? I think until he fights the top 5 in the world, I think it's difficult to say. Terry Harper's doing good. Chisora or Joyce, a very good fight. Will Golovkin move to 168 after Zerameta? I think only to fight the winner of Canelo Smith. Hamza Shiraz options. Boatsy update. Boatsy will be fighting in February next year in a big fight that we're working on at the moment. Zelfa Barrett, I was hoping to get Zelfa out in December, but he's going to go in January in a big fight as well. Usyk v Joyce or Chisora Joyce, yeah, both doable. Tasha Jones fight news, no, nothing on that. Can you bring GGG and Danny R into Saudi Arabia? Ben, what next? Conor Ben will be fighting probably end of Feb, early March. Thoughts on Badu Jack win? I didn't see the Badu Jack win. Do you think GGG should retire? No, I think he's a beast. Will Fury be there for the AJ fight? Yes, possibly. When's Akib Fiaz back out? It'll be early next year. Will AJ definitely fight Fury? 1,000,000%, as long as he beats Kubrat Pulev on December 12th. Loving the podcast. Got any more guests lined up? We have only 2 more episodes on the podcast. One is Joe Wicks and one is Freddie Flintoff. I believe Joe Wicks is this Wednesday and then Flintoff. Liam Smith, Kell Brook for the summer. I'm not sure Kell Brook will fight again, to be honest, but I'd be interested in making that fight. But I also want to make Jesse Vargas against Liam Smith. Foot fetish. No, I do not have a foot fetish. I don't actually understand foot fetishes either. What's happening with Josh Warrington? Yes, the plan is still to fight Kanzu unification match. That should be announced soon. Thoughts on Conor Benn against Jack Catterall? Different weights. Lee, and what's happening, mate? Happy 40th give up. Spence TKO over Garcia? I'm not sure. Kugan Cassius, can you announce KSI v Jake Paul just so I can make you some more money? Florian Marku v Josh Kelly. I mean, look, we've got some great welterweights at the moment. Florian Marku, Conor Benn, Josh Kelly, Chris Congo, good young 147 pounders. Billy Joe moved to Matchroom to get big fights hasn't happened yet. You do know that Billy Joe agreed to fight Canelo and we were 24 hours away from announcing that fight in May until the pandemic hit. So he got the big fight, but we had this little problem called COVID. But if Billy Joe can win...
Good morning, Sam's Lace here.
If he can win on Friday in style, big fight next. Only a big fight next. Wardley v Dubois, very good fight. That's a good fight for the English title. What's next with Ted Cheeseman? He's fighting JJ Metcalf for the British. Virgil Ortiz is on next level. I rate Virgil Ortiz very highly. For me, because I know Danny Yar will fight anyone now, I would like to make Danny Yar-Yulusinov against Virgil Ortiz. I think it's a great fight. John Ryder is going to be fighting for the WBA regular title. Who is Devin Haney's next fight? It's against the winner of Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia. Luke Campbell. What's happening with Joe Caldina? Joe Caldina had a hand operation. He'll be back in February. Joe Caldina, for me, world champion in the making. How far could a serious Dave Allen gone? I think Dave could have won British titles. I mean, actually, Dave should have won the Commonwealth title against Lemro Thomas, but I think he could have won British and Commonwealth titles. Any update on Israel Madrimov, Fenner? Yes, he'll be fighting early next year. Another one who needs a world title shot in 154 pound next year. When is AJ fighting next? Are you serious, Abdelatif? December 12th, mate. Kubrat Pulev, come on. Can you make Ray Martinez v Roman Gonzalez? I want to see Ray Martinez win all the belts at flyweight first, then he can move up. Will Dubois quitting regret it? I mean, I get what you mean there. Listen, only he knows what he was thinking. Chris Congo on the Billy Joe card. We're trying to find him a decent opponent, but struggling at the moment. Any update on Ball Bridges? I know Ebony's watching this. We're looking to make that early next year if she's fit. If not, we will do Shannon Courtney if she can win this Friday against Ball in January or February, and then Ebony can have the winner. But Ebony will be first if she's fit. Wilgris, you're not mandatory anymore. Very good. Cheeseman v Shiraz. No, it's Cheeseman v Metcalf. Bubu Andre was supposed to fight last week, but his opponent got COVID, so he's going to go straight into the Liam Williams fight in February. Adriana says she'll fight Bridges. Okay, now again. Scott Fitt's out in January. Robbie Davis Jr. is going to be fighting for the European title at the end of January. Chris Billum-Smith was supposed to fight Dion Juma. Dion Juma pulled out with an injury, and that fight is rescheduled for the White Povetkin card at the start of next year. You looking forward to Smith Canelo? Absolutely, cracking fight. We've got 4 shows left this year. We've got Billy Joe Saunders against Martin Murray this Friday. Then we've got Anthony Joshua against Kubrat Pulev, Akoli against Glowacki, and many others. Then we've got Gennady Golovkin against Zerameta, and then Canelo Alvarez against Callum Smith. Did Jacob's last performance hurt his chances at 168? I just thought it was a stinking fight, to be honest with you. I can't really understand what happened. Left side of your forehead looks bigger than the right side. That's because that side is more receding than that side. That's why. Katie Taylor, she'll box probably February. Does it feel like Katie Taylor peaked before women's boxing has really taken off? I think she's peaking now. Roman Gonzalez will fight Estrada. Huge fight. Going to be February, March next year. You pals with Dana White? Pals, I'm not so sure. I like Dana White a lot. A lot of respect for him. Hi Dana, if you're watching. Huey v Joe Joyce. Is Florian Marco fighting in December? Possibly. When you get in your hair transplant? January maybe? Probably not a transplant, just a little touch-up, I'll call it, you know. What's happening with Hamadushi? Oh, I forgot about our Italian show. Sorry, December 16. 17, December 17. And Mima Hamadushi is defending her world title on there. I believe Dave Allen is actually coming into the bubble to work on some Sky stuff in the next couple of days. Right, people, I'm going to crack on. Don't forget, this Friday, Sky Sports and DAZN, Billy Joe Saunders against Martin Murray. Enjoy, have a great week. I think the lockdowns, we're back in action this week, aren't we? So have a good one. Be careful. Take care.